What's going on, everyone? This is Real Deal Sports. The usual guys are here. Myself, we got Big Walt down there, and we got my brother John. Brother John, brother Walt, how are you doing and doing? We all got the memo. All black everything.
Brother
No fun.
Nico.
Yeah. Brother Walt, brother.
We're starting a cult here.
Bro, hold on, slow that down.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling, man?
Everything is good, man.
Real good.
It's been a lot of crazy stuff going on since the last time we talked, man.
Yes, sir.
So, speaking of sports, we're going to get into that first topic. Miss Brittney Griner has been detained in Russia for 3 weeks for transportation of drug charges. Come to find out, it was vape pens. I don't know what it is in Russia.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah, cartridges, little vape cartridges.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, what do you guys think on the topic? Let's start with you, John.
First off, I'm wondering first off, they're making it sound like it just happened since all this Ukraine stuff, but turns out she's been there almost a month now in prison or some sort of wherever she's being held. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I mean, they were kind of a little misleading with that. But also, maybe this could have been taken care of before all this Ukraine stuff started. But good luck now, man. I mean, now she's a piece, right? They can use for whatever, But
she's a pawn for sure.
Yeah, but also, athletes make mistakes or they make choices on purpose, even knowing that they can get in trouble. But I kind of wonder if she was led to believe that because of her status and stuff that it would be okay because, to have. I mean, I don't think she's an idiot. Like, why would she just knowingly take this? Because Russia and China, like and a lot of countries are, but I mean, are really tough on this stuff, right? Some people are saying she could face 10 years. I don't know how much that's true or what is or isn't, but like I just wonder, like, was she led to believe that it was, like, because they do spoil our athletes when they get them over there. I mean, they don't pay their own athletes, but they talk about like, oh, this player's making 2-3 million, 1 million here to play for this country. And then you find out all the people on their team ain't getting paid at all. Like they're just,
True.
It's like I'd hate to play for a team like that. But yeah. So I mean, you kind of wonder if like they spoiled him, made him think it was okay, and then. But yeah, I mean, this is crazy. It's a crazy situation.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
I mean, honestly, I feel like it was just a dumb move on her part. I mean, regardless of what your celebrity status is, why would you even think that was okay to even try to bring that stuff into an airport, knowing that that's strictly, especially with you being in an international airport, you know what I'm saying? And like John said, they're real strict on stuff like that. I'm sure there are other ways around that where you could have got your cartridges or vapes, you know what I'm saying, back home to the USA, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I'm not sure. I don't know the whole.
Hey, maybe them Russian vapes are better. Maybe we ain't got them good vapes over here.
That's what I'm saying. But it's other ways around that they're trying to, you know what I'm saying. Regardless, though, it's other ways around. They're trying to bring it through an airport, though. You feel me? So it's just like I feel like that wasn't really a smart move on her part. And then now with her being held up for almost about a month now. She's missing out on time with her team now, you know what I'm saying? And her team is still a contender team out in the WNBA. So, I mean, depending on how everything goes, that can hurt, the Phoenix, honestly. I mean, Taurasi, she's getting up there in age, and she ain't going to be able to do that by herself. So, I mean, I understand. I think they got Skylar Diggins, too, if I'm not mistaken. But, like I said, I feel like they're going to still need Brittney Griner. Like John also said, I mean, she's pretty much facing maybe 5 to 10 years if she does get charged. So I don't think she want to be in jail in Russia, man. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, it reminds me of the ball kid, the one who hasn't made it, the one that didn't make the league. I can't think of his name, Leangelo, when he got arrested in China for theft or whatever it was.
Stealing some necklace or something like that.
Listen, some countries have the power to make deals and get people back. and you know, some of us we're lucky to be from those countries, but you're not always guaranteed, man. And that's why, like, I agree with Walt. Like, it's a stupid move on her part, which makes me wonder if she was led to believe that it was okay for her to do it. Like, either that or yeah, I mean, she just made a really stupid mistake. Nico.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with Walt. You know, you just you got to know the rules of going to these other countries, and you got to understand them. You got to learn them, and you can't be out here breaking no laws because they take things differently. Here you might get a slap on the wrist, but in other countries, they're trying to give you 10 years to life. So I hope this is a learning lesson for her. I hope she makes it out, and that's it, man. I hope she's able to come back. I saw on the news today they had her, the mayor of, I want to say Houston, where she grew up, had the mayor of Houston, making a statement talking about, we need her back, and we'll do whatever it takes. And then her basketball coach was telling her to stay strong and things of that nature. So it's just a hope, man. It's just a hope.
Yeah, she's
Hopefully
our
she
age,
can
man.
get
She
back.
grew up
Sorry,
in.
fellas. Sorry, I had to. We got a special guest tonight for a hot second.
Okay.
No problem.
Yeah, little mama, she got up. I apologize, fellas.
No,
But
you all good.
Does she need her own square? I can add another
this
square
is
for.
this is little baby Araya, my daughter. She just
John,
woke
you
up.
gotta spell that right though. Spell Araya the way
Araya,
Walt spelled it.
Ayra.
See?
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna create her another box.
It's only temporarily.
Right. She the mascot for the night. It all works out, Who don't like babies?
Hey, we don't like babies, man.
I'm not gonna answer that.
Wow.
Hey, he don't
So,
know. He
we're
don't.
gonna
That's
just go to the next topic on that case.
Wait, hold up. I will throw myself under the bus here. We were at a league game last week, and someone's kid. I don't know if it thought I was their dad or what, but it was trying to like run. It was chasing me, like trying to get me to pick it up, and I'm just like walking around like I don't know you. Please go away. I don't know. Like I don't want to get in trouble like picking up someone's random kid. You know what I mean? I'm
Very
like, hey
true.
man. I was like,
Especially in this
like,
day and
stay away.
age, yeah.
But he was like, this kid had to be like 2. I don't know how old kids are. I can't tell by looking at him, but it might have been 2. But he was like chasing me around the court. I was trying to get my wife, like, yo, get this kid off me.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
That is a smart decision.
Yeah, you can't be just picking up random people kids. But also, switching topics, you can't just be picking up random draft. You can't be just randomly doing FanDuel bets, parlays. And Calvin Ridley found that out the hard way this week. He has been suspended indefinitely for now from the NFL due to gambling. Pretty sure you guys have heard the story. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a petty thing as far as the NFL, or it's not? I don't want to say justice served because he didn't do a crime. But what do you guys think about it?
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's just the NFL again trying to probably make another example, but Ridley was definitely wrong. I mean, you still in the season, still betting on games or yourself, whatever. I think he said that they was betting on his team or other teams, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, I'm sure that's in the rule book that that you can't be doing that during the season, especially while you're playing, regardless if your team is winning or not. You know what I'm saying, or going to make the playoffs, I should say, or not. But it's just a dumb move, man. And then now you have to suffer the consequence of missing a whole entire season, and you're pretty much the star of your team, honestly. Especially with Julio gone. I just feel like that's going to be a tough loss for the Falcon fans this year, just because of just a stupid mistake that Ridley has did. So I feel bad for my Atlanta Falcon fans out there. So hey,
you're 100% right. What you got on it, John?
It's 50-50 for me, man. Like, yes, they're trying to make an example of him, and yes, he also shouldn't be betting on NFL games in a sense, I guess. He wasn't playing. He was making some fun bets for whatever reason, whatever, and now he's going to lose $11 million on a $1,500 bet. Here's what the thing is, though. I really hope he won a ton of money off that bet. I really do. 1,500. If he put down 1,500, I hope he won his parlays and got as much as he could out of these guys.
Yeah, but it ain't worth 11 mil.
No, I doubt it's going to be worth 11 mil, but still, hopefully he got something. Here's the thing: the NFL has this thing to keep their image where, but the thing is, I don't care if the NFL is rigged or not. When players are betting on games, that's the thing. The NFL doesn't want players to be able, like, if the NFL is rigged or not, the NFL wants to rig it themselves, or the sporting books. They don't, if you're a sporting book, you don't want some player out there like doing his own stuff on the side, and so like, they gotta protect themselves. Araya, what you got on this, Knuckles?
A whole lot of blushing, a whole lot of sneezing.
I think as far as him, man, I hope they don't try to do him like baseball did Pete Rose. But it was dumb. It was dumb. And then, looking from his tweets, he really don't seem. I mean, he didn't do nothing, but he doesn't seem like he really learned his lesson. Like he
really,
he
I think so.
Tweets.
I mean, he apologized right away. He said he knew, like, he realized like he probably shouldn't have done it. And also, he wasn't playing. I don't know. I think a year is a little ridiculous. I know they're trying to make an example of him, but I'm sorry, it's ridiculous.
The problem was he was betting on Falcon game. He bet on one.
Do you think he was having one of his buddies throw games? I doubt it. I'm not buying that.
We never. I mean, we don't know. We will never know.
I'm more inclined to believe the NFL is rigging their own games than some player who made $1,500 bets.
It could be both.
He used his own name. He used his real name on these bets. It's not like he made some fake name.
You have to.
He could have done something. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, he's not that stupid. He ain't rigging games using his real name. That's all I'm saying. So I think the NFL.
No, I ain't gonna say he's rigging games, but it's just something you gotta know. You got
the only thing that's upsetting me though is the fact that he said that he took the time off though, because I think he was taking the time off only because he said he was trying to get his personal life together because he was sitting out for like what?
Yeah, some mental health. He has some mental health issues.
But I mean, bro, how can you say you're working on your mental health betting on games though? How is that working on your mental health? Like I'm just confused on that part. You feel me?
He made a fun bet. Like it's not like he's supposed to be sitting at the house all day just self-reflecting all day long. Like,
but bro,
1,500 ain't nothing to him. So,
but 1,500 about to cost you 11 million now. Like I'm just saying though. Like
so it's worth a lot.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying is they shouldn't. I'm saying 8-game suspension, but we're talking about a 17-game suspension minimum. It could be more. I think the NFL is ridiculous. I think a lot of players have done way worse things than this who got back way sooner. So, I mean, Brady was accused of rigging a Super Bowl or an AFC championship game and got suspended 4 games, right? So, I don't know, man. It's just, this seems ridiculous to me. A guy made a fun bet on the side. He wasn't playing. And NFL picks, they would never – here's the thing, because I don't believe – that other players haven't been turned in before. I believe higher profile players have been turned in, and the NFL just don't talk about it because remember, this is all because the NFL is trying to protect their name. So imagine the other things that they've also done to protect their name. Like if they find out, I'm not going to use a name because I don't want to be out there in the world. I said, but just pretend some big player did it. Like the NFL, to protect their own name, will protect that player's name. That's why I don't like this, because it almost seems like they don't really care about Calvin Ridley. Like it's almost like one of those things like if we lose him, the NFL will be fine. And that's what I don't like about what this really says. That's what they're saying by this move they're doing. And I don't like that stuff.
Well, all I have to say about it, that's his problem.
This is completely off topic. But I just seen, did y'all know about the coach trading Wentz to the Commanders? I didn't know that.
It happened earlier. I think it's a bad trade. Because he's injury prone.
I really thought they bought into their guy. I thought they believed in Heineke. I thought he was going to show some progression this year, and they believed in him. I didn't know they were that willing to like move on. I don't know.
Did you see how he played down the stretch?
I was about to say, yeah, Heineke was like definitely third or second string at best. They definitely need a number one QB for sure.
I mean, I'm just saying, Wentz ain't been like tearing leagues up for the last couple of years either. So
that's what I'm saying. It's a bad trade. Heineke's gonna be in that Fitzpatrick role.
I mean, didn't Kyler Murray finish his season 1-5? Like some players have good runs and bad runs, you know. It's I didn't know they were just done with him. I really thought.
The thing about Wentz, he can't seem to get right as far as his health. But
he ain't been right since.
Switching topics, Mr. Danger Russell Wilson has been traded to the Denver Broncos. What are the odds of that?
And they cut Bobby Wagner.
And I don't know if they're in a rebuild mode or what, but Seahawks.
I feel bad for DK.
I feel bad for their 12th man because they're like, what the hell is this? You just sold the whole damn farm.
I believe that they are going to make moves and try to fix this team before the season
starts. I thought you were about to say you thought they was going to be competitive.
But I feel like it's going to take a while.
The only reason they wouldn't make big moves to try to get to make this team still competitive this year, if they're really in rebuild, then I think what that is, they're probably trying to get rid of Pete Carroll. They're probably trying to make this team suck for 2 or 3 years so they can have an excuse to get rid of Pete Carroll and move on and then have a new, whole new regime, sort of. But I mean, if they really believe in Pete Carroll, then yeah, I could see them going out and trying. And I'm not saying they're going to shock any of us, get whatever, they could go try to get Kyler Murray or something maybe. But man, if I were them, maybe go give a shot at Jordan Love this year, right? Like you're not guaranteed nothing this year. Jordan Love,
you ain't going try it?
I'd try it. If he don't work, he don't work. But I'm just saying, like, the Seahawks aren't winning nothing this year with the Cardinals and the 49ers and the Rams still there. I'd go try to see if I can get Jordan Love or some quarterback who hasn't been tested yet and see what they have. And then if not, then next year get something better in the draft or try to make a better trade next year. But I wouldn't try to shoot for the moon this year unless you can really lock down like Kyler Murray or something or Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I definitely think they're rebuilding because if you trade your franchise quarterback,
they're saying they're not rebuilding, but yeah,
then you trade your franchise linebacker. That's
who possibly had.
Not trade. You released him.
You're
doing something. You're doing
and
something.
He had possibly like his statistically best season last year.
They say he's led the team every year in tackles since he came into the NFL.
He had 170.
And that was during the Legion of Boom era as well.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand how can they not be in a rebuild mode, like you said, just by trading away Russ. Denver, that's a big move for Denver, honestly, in my opinion, because I feel like that's all they was missing was a QB. No disrespect to Teddy, but you know what I'm saying, Russ is definitely a better performer than Teddy. But honestly, the only person I really feel bad for in Seattle, man, is DK. You know what I'm saying, DK Metcalf, man, like he go from being one of the top tier wide receivers to probably now being one of the low tier receivers because it ain't no telling who's gonna be the QB now. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to probably.
The list of it right now is gonna be Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. I mean, we all seen he lost his spot to Teddy, so I mean, I'm not sure what he's gonna possibly do with the Seahawks, but like I said, they might have to do something in the draft, or they might have to do another trade themselves, as well. With trying to find maybe Watson or whoever else is out there who's available. So I just really feel bad for DK though, honestly though.
DK didn't do so well stretching the field this year, but he really picked up his end zone targets, and got a lot more touchdowns this year. Yardage, he wasn't so great, but he almost turned into a tight end at some point. But Yeah, I mean, now that he's possibly the best player on the team, like I can see him demanding a ton of targets from whoever his new quarterback is. He's probably going to have himself. They could be 5-12, but he'll still have probably 1,400 yards, 1,300 yards, and probably 12, 15 touchdowns. Like I expect him to have seasons.
It sounds good, but also it's like, you're getting all these yards and all these touchdowns, but not doing anything. You're only winning 3 games out of 17,
Well, I agree. I agree with you.
and
It's tough.
This is
And-
just for like padding your Hall of Fame stats too.
I was about to say, honestly, maybe this could be a season that Metcalf can, I'm not sure what his contract looks like, but maybe this could be a show out season for him to work towards he can go somewhere else as well. So, maybe,
But switching topics one more time to another team in the league, the Green Bay Packers have signed Mr. Rodgers to a 4-year, $200 million deal.
Well, so now
Wait,
they're
wait.
backtracking.
I'ma just start off and say it's a good thing for Aaron, but it's a bad thing for everyone else. As far as the defenders, because who the hell wants a franchise tag? Because that means you don't really have loyalty to me. Like look at Chris Godwin. He took a franchise tag, blew his knee. Who's to say I don't know about Tampa. Maybe they have faith that he'll come back, but at that point, it's like, look, we gave you 15 mil for a year. We don't really have to submit to you long term. We can let you go, test the market. We're gonna let somebody else deal with that. You coming off injury. So I think with a lot of those, the rush ends, the Smith guys, Jair Alexander. I know he's coming up for a contract. You got Adrian Amos, a couple of those linebackers and interior linemen. You're gonna have to have that discussion with them, like, hey, we're gonna have to pay you less or franchise tag you. And I think some of them are gonna be like, bro, I'm not taking a franchise tag. You're renting me for a year.
Well, I mean, you don't really get a choice whether you get franchise tagged. But yeah.
Well, you do, because you can accept it or not. Now that's up to you.
How do you not accept it? I mean, what do you just out of the league? Like they have the right.
You would have to sign
They
it,
have
I'm
the-
sure, right?
Yeah, or else you're out of the league. You can't go sign with another team. Like you have to accept. Like they have the rights to you for 2 years. They can franchise tag you twice. So no other team can touch you if they franchise tag you. So yeah. But here's the thing: there is some benefits to it. They take the top 5 players at your position in the league, average out their pay, and then you get whatever the top 5 paid players make. So you do make a lot of money those franchise tag years. But that's also there's probably your best years. And then when you come out of them, sure, you made a lot of money, but it's tough to get a contract coming out of them because they probably just, when you got someone on franchise tag, you're paying them top 5 money. What ends up happening is you use that player a ton. You just abuse that player, get everything you can out of them. And then that way, when the franchise tag is over, no one else wants them. And then you can either get them for less money or you don't need them no more because you burned up their best years. That's the downsides of it. But you do make a lot of money in those 2 years.
You do, but like I say, what if hypothetically, right? What if DeMarco Murray was on a franchise tag that year? He did what he did in Dallas, and then you become damaged goods because
I agree. It's a huge downside. It's a huge downside. So, listen, if you get franchise tags, save that money. Nothing's guaranteed after that. But
I guess I need to tell David Njoku that too, because the Browns just franchise tagged him. But besides the point, I mean,
did they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, it's just I'm probably have to go agree with Nico on this one. It just hurts the team, honestly, especially like when it comes to trying to re-sign Devontae Adams. How is that going to go? That's was really the key piece of Aaron Rodgers supposed to be staying was if they was going to keep Devontae Adams. So I mean, is that meaning that he's going to sign for even less money now? Because I mean, with Aaron Rodgers now being the highest paid player in the league now. I mean, that's kind of tough. But like I said, I just feel like it's definitely going to be tough for Aaron Rodgers to add pieces now. I feel like he should have took a little less, only because that was his main concern last year was the fact that he didn't have any weapons. So you pretty much just made it even more harder for your team to get weapons now. So I mean, that's the only confusing part to me of why he signed so much, because now, like I said, it's just now you really pretty much gonna have the same team for last year.
And I think it's interesting,
Monte Adams.
Based off what you just said. Well, it is interesting because you've had people like Antonio Brown on the market, Odell. You know, you could sign and trade for these guys, and you didn't get none of them. You didn't get none of them. You rolled with Lazard and Valdez Scantling,
And they had the
and what's
money,
that got you?
and they had
And what has that gotten you? It's gotten you. You haven't made it to the Super Bowl since that year with Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, and all those guys.
09,
You ain't made it back. You ain't made it back. So maybe if you were to spend, I think Amari is about to get released soon, from Dallas. Why not? Why not?
But that's what I'm saying. How are they going to pay him now, though?
Well,
I
okay,
mean,
but
yeah,
back
true,
to the original,
100%.
back to the original statement was, listen, Aaron Rodgers has come out and said that he is a Packer going forward, but he said he has not signed a contract.
Choice. You got 4 years.
But he said he has not signed a contract, and the terms of the contract are not true. So we'll see. It might be $49 million. We'll see what he means by not true, because it could be mostly true, right? Like so we never know with Aaron Rodgers. He makes up some stuff, and a lot of people make up stuff about him. We never know the news. But we talked about this last week, and I did say, to me, if he stays a Packer or goes to the Titans, he's worth $50 million. Anywhere else, I wouldn't sign him $50 million. So I still believe that. I still believe he's worth $50 million. I believe he can listen, I believe Davante Adams is a great weapon and possibly the greatest receiver in the league. I don't think he is, but I think he has potential to be the greatest year in and year out. But I also think that also relies on what quarterback he has too, a little bit. I don't, there's a lot of guys that I don't know how great they'd actually be without certain quarterbacks. I think this guy would still be a top-notch receiver. I just don't know that he'd be top 3 or whatever. I mean, there's some really good guys out there, So for me, I think this is not what's going to ruin the Packers. What ruins the Packers is the fact that since they won the Super Bowl 11 years ago, they have drafted 11 players on first round, 10 of them being defensive. The only offensive player they've drafted in the first round of the last 11 years was Jordan Love. Like, this is the pack. They did this to themselves. So I'm not even like, they've made so many mistakes. Now they're trying to make up for it. They're trying to show their guys who they believe in all. I'm glad that, I don't like a franchise tag, but I'm glad that they're not letting Davante Adams go. Like, that would have been way worse. That would have been stupid. And also, Aaron Rodgers is saying that whatever terms he makes on his contract are going to be team friendly. That way they can re-sign these guys, because Davante Adams hasn't been franchise tagged yet. There's still a chance he could get himself an extension too. So we'll see. But that being said, like, I think he is worth $50 million. Listen, he's making what Russell Westbrook's making. Like, that's what's crazy. Like, when we put in perspective, like, how much these guys make, and I know there's a lot more players on an NFL team, but like, we're talking about the 2-time reigning MVP making what, like, a guy we're possibly talking about should be benched and the NBA make. So yeah, I think he is worth $50 million to them, but so we'll see. We'll see what his contract looks like when it's written up. But yeah, I don't know how much actually different it's going to be from what that's been reported, but we'll see.
They say they have a timeline on that.
No, I mean, I don't know when this stuff's supposed to be finalized. I assume within the week it should be done, though. I would imagine they don't drag out something like this too long. But I mean, he probably got his lawyers and their lawyers and his agent and their guys all working it out. We'll see.
And the thing is, I don't have I'm pretty sure we all would say this, but we want those guys to get their money, but at the same time,
you want to win.
Exactly. You can't get your money
without winning.
right, and then
I,
you ain't got nobody to throw to.
I said that after Pat got paid, and I'm glad he got paid. But listen, I said it's going to get tougher for the Chiefs to win year in and year out. It's not just going to be these runs to the Super Bowl. And by the way, they have made it back to the AFC Championship twice and to the Super Bowl one more time, but it gets tougher. It's not as easy as they made it look that first time. And even that wasn't. Yeah, I'm not saying it was easy. They came back 3-4 different times in the playoffs, but 3 different times they had to come back from big deficits. But they just made it look a lot easier than it looks. And once you pay your quarterback, man, it gets tough to make those runs.
Yeah, I think they're definitely in some trouble as far as signing free agents. I mean, unless you can, whoever you're trading with does a sign and trade, to where the other team still has to pay that player, but he just he's able to play in your uniform. But it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, he'll be 42 when this contract ends. I mean, I know Brady did it, but not everyone can do it, man. So that's a lot of money to be paying someone at 42 if he's still not putting out like he is now.
100%. And then Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, aging every year. So that's another problem you're gonna have to look into. So, fellas, it's been an array of 50-point games, an array, one after the other. So I'm gonna ask you guys, who had the most impressive 50-point game?
And I want to throw in Jokic's 46-point triple-double. We'll throw that one into the mix too, just because he almost got there, but he is a nice triple-double.
What you got, Walt?
I'll probably say I have to go with Ja, only because I feel like this is just like his coming out party for real. There's even
Jason Tatum.
I'm sorry, Tatum. I apologize. Okay. Tatum. My fault. I apologize. Tatum. Just because it's just still showing that that he's still trying to let everybody know that the Celtics is still here.
True.
Got to be honest, everybody hasn't really been talking too much about Tatum, this year, just because based off the Celtics ups and downs, honestly. So, just him kind of like I said, kind of making this statement game. He's kind of like just saying like, "Hey, we still here. Don't forget about the Celtics and don't forget about me." So, like I said, I'm going with Tatum. But can I throw in a lease? My fault. Can I throw in a lease? I don't like the fact. I'm because I was watching Stephen A. earlier. I don't like the fact how Kyrie he dropped 50 this week. You know what I'm saying? Easily, you feel me? But I kind of agree with Stephen A. Smith of what he was kind of just saying. The fact that I'm pissed at the fact that if I'm a Nets fan, I'm pissed about the fact that Kyrie keep dropping 50 only because of the fact that we can't see that every night. You feel me? So
you don't know how strongly I disagree with that.
I'm sorry. What? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, we've talked about it before.
I don't like that, bro. I don't like that.
It's not. My whole point with that is he is not saying I don't want to play. They're telling him you can't play.
I get that, but still, like.
But you're still making a choice. But you're still making a choice not to get vaccinated.
But Stephen A's whole point was he doesn't love basketball enough, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but this man is. He says he cares about his body more than basketball, and I'm never going to fault someone for that. Whether that's true or not, that's his stance, and because of that. So I'm not like the whole concept, and I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Stephen A. His whole point was say this man doesn't love basketball enough, and I'm sitting there thinking like you got to keep in perspective. It's basketball.
But that's what I'm saying though. You gotta look at it at the fact that all the greats made some type of sacrifice to get to where they wanted to be. It's like he's not trying to make that ultimate sacrifice to get that championship now. Like that's what I feel like Stephen A was trying to say.
I don't think the COVID is the ultimate sacrifice.
I'm not saying it like that, bro. But everybody in the league is pretty much got the damn vaccination. I mean, even Durant, LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Stephen Curry, you feel me? Like, if you want to be considered one of those guys, bro, you have to make the ultimate sacrifice. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's the ultimate sacrifice is getting the vaccination if you want to play in the NBA. That's clearly the route that they want to take. So you have to make that sacrifice and get the vaccination.
Yeah, for me, when it comes to body, like, right, if they tell you everyone has to get a tattoo to play in the league or or whatever. I'm like, listen, no, you can't. When it comes to someone's
You're
body,
not playing in that league then.
that's fine. I draw the line there, and you know what? He didn't. But here's the thing. My thought is, if it's that big of a deal to the Nets, because that's the only people he owes anything to is the Nets. He don't owe nothing to the fans. He don't owe nothing to nobody. He owes to the Nets because they're the ones who pay him.
Wait.
Fans pay him, so I guess he owes.
I'm paying my hard-earned money. Shit, you owe it to me too. Shit, if I'm coming to see
So
you,
if they're willing to say it's not that big of a deal that we won't kick you off the team, then I'm not ever going to go after him, because listen, if it's that big a deal, he shouldn't be on the team. So until they make that stance, and also they let other people from out of town come in who haven't been vaccinated play in their stadium.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't understand that part of it.
Yeah, so it's a huge
like Bradley Beal being able to play. I didn't understand that. I'm like, maybe it is.
And by the way, there are a lot of other players not vaccinated. We just don't talk about them because they're not big name like Bradley Beal and other players like that. But I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm disagreeing with Stephen A. Smith's point with that he doesn't care about basketball more than the vaccine. I'm like, you're comparing someone doing what they think is best for their body to basketball, and I don't think that's not parallel. Like those are not equal. Like, you got to do what's best for your body. I always believe in that. But and listen, if he studies and learns something different and learns he wants to get vaccinated, then I'm all for it. But you got to make those decisions. But yeah, man, like, for me, it's not Kyrie's game, although that game was awesome. I love seeing Kyrie in his bag. My goodness. Half the time, like, I swear he's not even thought these moves through. Like, he's literally doing them on the move. He was so efficient at using his body. Like, he's not a big guy, but the way he was using his body and, like, leveraging off people and stuff, man, that was fun to watch. But I'm going to have to go LeBron, man. LeBron's was just great, man. Like, they came back from 3 double-digit deficits. That's a tough one to say. Double-digit deficits in that game, and then close out the game. Obviously, he had to take the next night off, but hey, you know what? Now, I don't think he has enough. One of people who watch our channel, they commented, and I told them, I said, I don't think he has enough 50-point games in him to save this team, but that one was great, and we're thankful for it.
I could have said that one, but I mean, I felt like that would have been an obvious choice for me. But
it would have.
Hey, man, he came back from down.
He switched it up.
Digits, like,
I'm proud of you. Several times. I don't care what John said.
They fought back. They fought back multiple times in that game, man. That was good.
But yeah, I gotta agree with John. I think the thing about the Lakers. Wait.
I'm the only one that's not saying LeBron tonight.
The thing about the Lakers, if they could play the Warriors for the rest of the season, they'll make the play-in tournament. It's something about the Warriors and the Lakers. It's always close.
Hey, you gotta remember, Matt Stafford was in the house too, though. So he said he couldn't have put on the show without Matt
but
Stafford.
even earlier this season, it was close.
Yes, I'm just talking.
The Warriors pulled away late, I believe, but I mean the whole time it was close, and that's when the Warriors was at 4, but they weren't at 4 string. I think Clay was still out and Wiseman was out, but you had Draymond, you had Steph, you had
your glue pieces,
Junior. Yeah, so
I mean, Wiggins was playing all-star level basketball, so. But yeah, I mean, only 9 50-point games all year, and then 3 in this week. I mean, that was awesome, and almost 4 with Jokic, obviously.
So, speaking of somebody that probably has not had a 50-point game yet this year, Mr. Westbrook.
Uh-oh.
The thing is, when he first became a Laker, he said, and I quote, "I'll do whatever it takes to win." I think he meant that. Yes. He meant that to a certain extent. He didn't mean sit on the bench. He like, oh, hell no. I came home for this. I could have stayed in Washington for this. But also, like they always say, be careful what you wish for. Because, he wasn't productive. He wasn't able to make his shots. He was turning the ball over a lot. It got so bad, they set him late. If the game is closed, hey, you got to come on out. Come on out. We don't need you causing us to take this L. So I mean, and as for him, he's upset with fans for calling him Westbrook and all that.
That's not our fault though. That's Skip Bayless's fault.
No. I'm not saying it's nobody's fault. I'm just saying he's having a down year, man. And everybody is letting him hear it. Everybody.
Westbrook is my guy. I've defended him for years. I have no problem defending him again. However, the only thing I won't defend him on actually is the Westbrook thing. Listen, this is a guy who's created negative energy in the league for years, right? With reporters, with fans, and I know that he always says that the fans are saying stuff to him that's offensive and stuff, but we always take his word that they did, because honestly, we've never heard anyone say it, but he's gotten a lot of people kicked out of gyms for saying stuff that we don't know if they actually said or not, but we take his word for it. And I've always defended him. But listen, you know how you make the Westbrook name go away? And I'll never call him Westbrook, but you know how you make go away? Take some shots. Just a couple of them. This is a man who's in the last 12 games, he's 5 for 35 from 3. That's horrible. This man he has 2 turnovers to every 3. He's like, in the last 12 games, he has 62 assists and 40 turnovers. So 3 assists to every 2 turnovers. I did also. He scored 20 points one time in the last, and he only scored 20. Not like he had 25. No, he hit 20 once in the last 12 games. Like, he is on a stretch the season was bad, and the last 12 games has been terrible. He's just gotten worse. We've always criticized Simmons for not shooting, and so I don't like it when those people backtrack on Westbrook and say stop shooting, because like, wait, you tell a guy, listen, you just got to shoot, but then when one does it and misses, we're like, hey, stop shooting. I do think the volume needs to come down a little bit. Like, listen, if you're not hitting, man, you got to bring down the volume a little more, make better passes, and run the point. Actually run the point. Stop. He's not young anymore. He's not as quick as he used to be. He's still quick, still super athletic, but he's not as quick as he used to be. Slow it down, become a point guard, run the point, stop doing these fast breaks. And so listen, if he wants the name to go away, man, hit some shots and then make the right plays. But I mean, other than that, yeah, I mean, you know what people always said was, oh, Dennis Schroeder bet on himself and lost with the Lakers, because he tried to get all that money from them, and he realized he wasn't worth it. Well, you know what? Lakers actually might have lost on this deal. They might need Dennis Schroeder right now, but that's beside the point.
Right. Well, just going off of, all that, John, I know you are a Westbrook fan, but to answer the question,
you're a Westbrook fan. Go ahead.
To answer the question though, would the Lakers actually bench him? Would they bench him? I mean,
that's true. I didn't answer the question.
No, yeah, go ahead. Answer the question. Go ahead.
No, you're right. I never actually answered.
No, go ahead.
Will they? Do they actually have the stones to bench him? Man, I don't know. Right? I think they're looking at their season. I think if they win a couple games, well, I don't know. Actually, they might leave him out if he wins a couple games. So I don't think they will, only because if they lose games, they're going to be like, you know what? We pay him that kind of money. Let's just get what we can out of him and then trade him at the end of the year. Or if they win some games, then they're going to be kind of inclined to keep him because they're winning games. So, no, I don't think they'll actually bench him.
Well, like I said, just going off of everything that John was saying, and that John actually liking Westbrook. I mean, will they bench him? I don't think they will, only because I feel like Westbrook, he's gonna cry his way somehow of trying to say like, hey, I don't want to do this, or he's gonna have his agent do something to work towards he doesn't have to sit on the bench. Because I mean, honestly, I really, regardless if he comes off the bench or not, you know what I'm saying, I really don't feel like it's gonna change anything, to be honest with you. I wasn't a firm believer of this whole trade at all. It happened anyway. It is what it is. They just gonna have to let this ride out for the rest of the season, and I mean, and just figure it out in the offseason from there. Because I mean, they still got to figure. It's not just Westbrook, man. It's Westbrook. It's AD, man. AD's health, I should say. Their age. They don't play no defense. I mean, you can't just blame all that on Westbrook. So I mean, it's not just Westbrook. So they just got a lot of figuring out to do in this offseason. But like I said, to answer the question, I don't think they're gonna do it because, like I said, I feel like Russell, he's too much drama filled to make that happen, or he has too much pride to go sit on the bench.
Man, look, it's like, bro, if you don't go sit your ass down, we're gonna give you 70 games to prove what you could do. And now I ain't gonna say you failed miserably, but it doesn't work. He is that puzzle that just don't fit right in that space. That's it. They had, he had a couple great games, him and AD, but he can't be consistent. And I think now more than ever, the spotlight is on him. OKC, you could get away with some stuff because it's Oklahoma.
Hey, sorry, off topic, but that's who the Lakers should go try to get, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That would be a nice move, but keep going.
Yeah, would you be okay with trading him and getting
Russ
back?
No, I would not be okay with that.
Wait, why? How that same energy?
What do you mean?
How that same energy?
Shai too. I'm all about Shai too. He's my guy. What do you mean? I don't want to lose none of our players.
But then you get the lone Thunder back. The greatest Thunder of all time. You don't want him back?
I don't mind getting him back if we lose Shai, but I don't want to lose Shai either. It's like this is like making me pick between my kids, man. You ain't gonna make me do that.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it
either. You ain't gonna make me pick.
I'm not because you want Russell Westbrook, and the Lakers will take Shai.
Man, listen, the Lakers will take anybody but Westbrook. But at the end of the day, I don't think they're gonna take. I don't see that happening, anyways, no shape or form. But go ahead, continue on. Go ahead, go ahead. What you were going?
No, it's just
with the Lakers bench.
It's just like, bro, you ain't working. It ain't working. Now I can see if it was the first 10, 15 games of the season, but hell, you more than halfway through, and you still having blunders. You still getting in the air, don't have nobody to pass it to, and then throw it out of bounds.
But you know what? Honestly, I feel like it's a mental thing for Westbrook. Honestly, man, just the fact of he's coming back home. He's back in LA. You know what I'm saying? I just maybe feel like he's just trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just maybe too much pressure on him, especially because, like, honestly, if you think about it, he hasn't really had all this type of pressure on him. I mean, he's been in OKC, he's been with the Wizards, but you want LA when you're expected to win. Right. He wasn't really expected to win in OKC and with the Wizards. So, I mean, maybe it's just the pressure is going to his head. I mean, that's the only thing
I really expected to win a little. I mean, he had Paul George and Melo, and he had Victor.
You weren't expecting him. You weren't expecting.
No, we're talking about the first round. We were expecting him to at least win the first round of the playoffs, and he couldn't.
Okay, for sure.
And then with Victor Oladipo and Steve Adams, we expected him to get the first round. He never could. The only time he actually got out of the first round was when he went to the Rockets and beat the Thunder in the first round. I'm like, oh, now you can do it? All right, cool. All right. See how it is.
That was a bad, let's be real. That was a bad Thunder team.
No, wasn't Chris Paul? Chris Paul made them legit. I mean, yeah, they were bad on paper. They were expected to be dead last.
Chris Paul was the only.
He was the life changer for sure.
And that's when I really started pushing. Like, this is what I mean when I told y'all he's still the second best point guard in the league behind Steph Curry.
Whoever said he wasn't.
Dame Lillard. Everyone said Dame Lillard. People were saying Dame was the best point guard in the league. They were saying he was better than Steph, and I was like, listen, I love me some Dame Lillard, but he ain't Steph, and he can't run a team like Chris Paul. He just can't.
We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah. But I'm just saying
that
team on paper was bad, but Chris Paul, man, I love watching him play. And him and Shai were healthy; they were great.
Yeah.
You got John reminiscing back his OKC.
Right? Yeah.
Man, because everyone counted us out. They said 13th in the West. 13th in the West. I said, all right.
Things was so much better.
Hey, but look, that's tonight's show, y'all. This is Real Deal Sports. It's your boy Big Watt, my boy Nico Suave, My boy Big John St. Pierre up there. We appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Y'all better bring your asses back next week. No, just playing. But no, make sure y'all check us out every week. Comments.
He joking, but we all serious.
Hey, we love y'all. Much love, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, all the comments, the likes, man. Hey, we haven't got our first dislike yet. So
I'm
waiting on it. I'm waiting on it.
So yeah, you know what? We should do a video. Like, let's see how many dislikes we can get on this video.
I'm waiting on it.
And we'll get there and be like, Michael Jordan was the third greatest player of all time.
Hey, I'm waiting on it. And then
wait. What you just said?
Not second behind LeBron. We're gonna him all the way to third. See how many dislikes we can get.
Yeah, whatever you just said. Hey, stop. Nothing.
We might get Nico to quit the show though, so we can't do that.
He ain't quitting the show. He loves us too much, regardless of what the hell we say. I don't give a damn. Long as it's not no outrageous stuff, I should say.
Yeah, exactly.
Love y'all. We out of here. Boom.